Sure, shut up. If you ask me a question, I can't answer while you're talking.
Okay. Now I have.
Sir, get your ass in the chair or leave and I'll issue a bench warrant. You're not running the courtroom. I am. If you want to have an exam today, get your ass in the chair.
Another threat. Wow.
You're probably going to hear more than one. Sir, you are in contempt of court. That's a $100 fine. Speak again when it's not your turn and I'll continue to up the ante. I don't give a shit if you object. Is it clear what I said? I'm in charge. I get to do shit you don't get to do. It's part of the black robe, okay? That's just the way it works. My courtroom, I get to decide how it's run. Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
If it was different.
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
If it was different, why would it have two?
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
Other issues as well.
You're in contempt of court. Put him in jail.
All right, guys. Today on this channel, we've got one of the most disrespectful sovereign citizens we've ever seen. This guy refuses to answer any questions, has the biggest ego, and honestly thinks he can talk circles around the best judge on YouTube, Judge Oakley. It's wild how he just ignores the law like that. But Judge Oakley handles him like a pro, putting the sovereign citizen in his place. Let me know what you think while watching. Did Judge Oakley do a good job handling this idiot, or could he have been tougher? Rate his performance in the comments from 1 through 10. Let's go ahead and dive into one of the most intense court hearings I've ever seen.
You're a defendant. Sit at the defendant's chair.
I'm not defendant. I'm sorry.
Judge, if I may try to help explain.
Try.
I'll try. Mr. Michaud is a sovereign citizen. And
No, I object. I'm not a sovereign citizen.
All right, sir, don't speak.
I maybe am not phrasing that correctly.
Don't speak until I ask you to speak.
But there is a difference between Frank Michaud, or I think it is Mr. Michaud's assertion that there is a difference between the natural person, Mr. Frank Michaud, and the sort of legal entity.
I don't recognize that.
And that's what I've prepared Mr. Michaud for that.
Sir, you're a defendant in my courtroom. Either I issue a bench warrant because you haven't appeared, or you come up here and sit in the chair and we proceed.
All right, so you're threatening me to.
Absolutely, I'm threatening you. Either you're here today or you're not. If you're not here today, a bench warrant will issue. If you're here today, I need you in the chair so we can proceed with the proceeding that's scheduled, which is a preliminary exam.
And if I may, I have advised Mr. Michaud that the courts receive objections all the time, or rule objections that are preserved on the record. If he has,
He can appeal me. I'll let you build whatever record you want to build, Mr. Michaud.
Are we on the record?
Yes.
Are you on your oath to the Constitution?
Hold on. What, are you picking him up? That's one of the reasons I want you up here, is through the microphone here.
I'll speak loud.
Are you picking him up?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Are you honoring your oath to the Constitution today?
Pardon me?
Are you honoring your oath to the Constitution? You have an oath to the
I didn't swear an oath to the Constitution.
You have
I took an oath that said I would follow the Constitution.
to not uphold the Constitution?
Yes, follow the Constitution.
So you are upholding an oath to the Constitution?
Yes.
Thank you. I accept your oath. Thank you. Okay? Now I have.
Sir, get your ass in the chair or leave and I'll issue a bench warrant. You're not running the courtroom. I am. If you want to have an exam today, get your ass in the chair. That's the way it works.
I reserve all my rights.
I would have nothing less.
I reserve all rights.
Now, are you representing yourself today?
I'm presenting myself.
That's not what I asked you. Are you representing yourself, or is this gentleman going to be your lawyer for today's proceeding?
I will be presenting myself today.
may
All
I?
right, so that's a no. You don't want him to represent you?
No, for the record, he's not my lawyer. I don't have an attorney. I present myself.
Okay.
Judge, what I've recommended to Mr. Michaud is that he has a jurisdictional argument that he wants to make, and that, you know, pending Your Honor's ruling on that jurisdictional issue, I have prepared to conduct a preliminary exam.
Okay.
And could be, you know, available if he wanted to ask me to do that at the correct time.
So you want to represent yourself for that jurisdictional argument, and if I rule against you, then perhaps you want him to represent you? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, that's not what you're hearing.
All right, so you don't want him at all under any circumstance?
No, I don't need an attorney for the record.
Okay.
So with that being said.
Well, hold on. You can stick around if you want to, but I'm not going to obligate you to stay.
I understand, Judge. I'm definitely going to stay.
That's fine. All right.
So Today,
Do you have a jurisdictional argument you want to make?
what I've served notice.
Sir,
on
it's a yes or no. Do you have a jurisdictional argument you'd like to make today?
I have a
Yes or
multiple
no?
You know, this right here is exactly the kind of behavior that makes sovereign citizens such a problem. All they ever seem to do is twist and bend courtroom rules like they're auditioning for some low-budget legal drama. It's not just fake, it's shady, frustrating, and completely unnecessary. Honestly, this is one of the biggest reasons why so many people, myself included, just can't stand dealing with them. Look, if I were a sovereign citizen, and let me be absolutely clear, I am not, I'd at least try to show a little basic respect. Not because I love the system, but because I wouldn't want the judge slapping me with a contempt charge. It's just common sense. I'm not saying sovereign citizens are the worst people on the planet, but seriously, how hard is it to answer a simple question? What's with the silence, the deflections, the ego? It's like they think ignoring the judge gives them some kind of power. It doesn't. If anything, it just makes things worse. A little humility would go a long way.
Why are you forcing me to say answer?
Because I'm running the courtroom and it's the way I want to do it. Do you have a jurisdictional argument you'd like to make today?
I do, yes.
Then make it. What's your jurisdictional argument?
I'm presenting myself. So I need to know, Article 6 of the Constitution grants me the right to know what jurisdiction is this court operating up under?
State of Michigan.
No, what jurisdiction?
State of Michigan.
Okay, what jurisdiction is the state of
District
Michigan?
courts are legislative courts. That means they're created by statute. The state of Michigan gives me my jurisdiction.
So, okay, is that
I work under the authority of the state of Michigan.
What is it? Under what jurisdiction? There's two different jurisdictions under the Constitution. You have admiralty and common law. So I'll need to know.
This is not admiralty.
What is
and
it?
It's not common law.
Which
it's
one?
Statutory.
Okay, so it's statutory. That is what? Civil?
No.
So what is it?
My jurisdiction is both civil.
I can't defend myself unless I have it on the record. Is it?
My jurisdiction.
It's only two.
Sure. Shut up. If you ask me a question, I can't answer while you're talking.
Okay, cool.
My jurisdiction is both civil and criminal as provided by the statutes of the state of Michigan.
Okay, so today, under which one is
this? Is a criminal case.
Okay, right. So is that common law or admiralty?
It's statute. It's neither common law or admiralty.
It's one or the other. It don't say statute.
All right, then you can appeal my ruling. My ruling is it's neither admiralty or common law.
So this is you say it's criminal for the record?
Yes.
Okay, and if it's criminal, in order for a crime to exist, there must be an injured party for the record, right?
There must be what?
An injured party.
Yeah, it's the people of the state of Michigan.
All right, so if the people of the state of Michigan, right, where's the sworn statement?
Where's what?
A sworn statement. I have a right to see a sworn statement saying I injured someone.
There's a complaint in the file.
Sworn complaint, signed,
you want to see it?
Affidavit, sworn affidavit?
No, it's not. I don't think it's an affidavit.
Well, okay, so.
You said you wanted a sworn complaint.
From an injured party.
All right, so this guy is out here seriously claiming that there has to be an injured party for his criminal case to be valid. Like, dude, is your brain on vacation? Let's break it down for him real quick. In the real world, an injured party doesn't have to be someone physically limping into court yelling, "He hurt me." In criminal cases, the injured party is often the state itself. Why? Because breaking the law affects everyone. That's exactly why the judge told him the injured party is the people of Michigan. You can't just violate laws and then shrug it off like, well, no one's bleeding, so I guess I'm good. That's like robbing a bank and saying, hey, unless the vault personally files a police report, I'm innocent. Make it make sense. Let me know what you guys think. Is this guy genuinely that clueless, or does he just enjoy wasting the court's time? Either way, we're not done. Let's jump back in and see if he somehow manages to top this ridiculousness.
For the record,
the state of Michigan
how can I
are bringing the charges.
How can I injure the
state?
Sir,
sit down. Sit down.
I'm not.
Sit down, or I will hold you in contempt.
Another threat. Wow.
You're probably going to hear more than one.
I see.
All right. I am ruling that I have jurisdiction. You are free to appeal that to the circuit court. Proceed. Do the people have a witness they'd like to call in the exam?
Yes, Judge. The people are prepared to move forward. Just as a quick preliminary matter, we'd request a mutual order of sequestration. with an exception for the
So-
OIC.
So again,
I'm not asking you to talk. Ma'am, are you a possible witness in this case? Okay, all right, and would you mind putting your name on the record, please? Counsel, I want to look at the lady. Would you mind putting your name on the record?
she's a witness. She is a witness.
Sir, you speak again when I haven't asked you to, and you're in contempt, and we'll deal with that first. The reason I need your name is because if you appear somewhere down the road and want to testify, we have to know that today you were in the courtroom. And I can't do that by taking a picture of you, so I'm asking you to state your name.
You're a witness, so yes.
Sir, you are in contempt of court. That's a $100 fine. Speak again when it's not your turn, and I'll continue to up the ante. Clear? You can speak now. I've asked you a question.
I object.
I don't give a shit if you object. Is it clear what I said? I'm waiting for an answer.
I said I object. What am I supposed to say?
I want to know if you understand you've just been fined $100 for contempt.
I don't understand.
Okay, well, you still owe me $100. Are you going to give me your name? That's fine. Thank you. Witness.
Your Honor, the people called Officer Steppen. Oh, I'm sorry. One last quick preliminary matter. Pursuant to 76611D, we'd like to introduce a certified registered of action in regard to this individual being a previously convicted felon.
I object.
Hold on. Have you showed that to him?
I object. I object.
What's your objection, Mr. Michaud?
My objection is that I am here under the guise of
Bless you.
probable cause conference. And I don't know how we're here at a preliminary exam when I did not waive any right to waive a probable cause.
This is a preliminary exam.
This is, okay, so right here it
This
says,
is the probable cause hearing.
it says,
All right, stop. Right now, the question on the table is, you've objected to admittance of that document. I want to know what your legal objection is.
I'm also objecting.
What is your legal objection?
To not waiving my probable cause hearing.
Denied. That's admitted.
This right here is exactly why I absolutely love this judge. The way he handles these sovereign citizens, pure chef's kiss perfection. He doesn't let them hijack the courtroom with their nonsense, and he's never afraid to call them out when they try to twist or misinterpret the law to fit their bizarre beliefs. He stays firm, focused, and totally in control. Exactly how a judge should be. Now, I know in my last video yesterday, a few of you mentioned in the comments that you thought he was being too harsh. Honestly, I couldn't disagree more. We need judges like this. These sovereign citizens walk in thinking the law doesn't apply to them, wasting everyone's time and taxpayer money. Sometimes sarcasm and a strong tone are exactly what's needed to bring them back to reality. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is the judge too harsh? Or is he doing exactly what needs to be done? And if you think he's too offensive, I want to hear why. Because from where I'm standing, his reactions are more than justified. What's the alternative? Just let them keep turning the courtroom into a circus? Yeah, no thanks. All right, let's get back into it. I've got a feeling this sovereign citizen is about to rack up another fine, or maybe even something worse. Grab your popcorn because this is about to get even crazier.
Give me a valid objection.
I object.
You can't just object. You got to explain with the valid objection to the
I object
evidence.
that we are having a preliminary exam when I haven't had a probable cause hearing and that I did not.
They're the same thing, Mr.
It's
Michaud.
still on this.
Mr. Michaud, they're the same thing.
But it's still, I have a right to a probable cause. Am I right or wrong?
Sure, try.
Am I right? Do I have a right to a probable cause?
That's what today is scheduled for.
But today it says preliminary exam. Right here it says probable cause conference. And today is a different date that says a preliminary.
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
If it was different.
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
If it was different, why would it have two separate
Have you ever
columns?
had a grilled cheese?
I object to any of that. Why would it have two separate columns?
Take him out.
Why would it have two separate columns?
I'm not playing this game with him today. If you think you can get him to shut up long enough so we can have our hearing, we'll do it. But I'm not going to let him try to run my courtroom.
Okay, I'll just be very brief in my one attempt here. I would like to try to explain what I understand Mr. Michaud's objection to be, and what I have also represented to him regarding that objection. Mr. Michaud, I think the court record will reflect, had a probable cause conference first on November 29th and then again on December 20th. I have disclosed, I think I've been very transparent with Mr. Michaud that probable cause conference is a bit of a misleading name because probable cause conference under the court rules does not require that probable cause be established.
Right.
At the second probable cause conference, Mr. Michaud was caring for a sick relative, so he wasn't able to attend that probable cause conference scheduled December 20th.
Which didn't hurt him at all.
Right. I represented him on that day, and I asked the court to waive his appearance so that he could remain with his family.
Which we did.
I understood to be his wishes. I may now understand differently that I misrepresented him in some way, but my goal was just to be able to conduct a probable cause conference where we were going to find out if there was any offer, whether discovery.
You don't have to tell me what they are. I know what they are.
I know, but I'm just trying to explain.
And I'm trying to explain it to him too, but I'm not going to talk over him.
Right.
And I'm not going to play that crap today.
Right.
So if you want me to explain what's scheduled today versus what was scheduled last time, I'm happy to do that. But you got to be quiet while I'm talking. Clear?
Oh, dude, I hear you.
All right. The last court date that we call a probable cause conference is like a pretrial on a misdemeanor. It gives the parties a chance to discuss the case and see if there's any resolutions prior to the next step. Next step being preliminary exam. At the preliminary exam, the people have to prove to me that there's probable cause to believe that there was a crime and there's reason to believe you were involved. That's what's scheduled today. That is a probable cause hearing. Probable cause conference is just a name that we all came up with instead of saying it's a pretrial for a felon. Do you have any questions based on that?
At what point did I waive it? If this is a hearing or
You didn't
right,
waive it.
so
There's nothing to hold.
Do I have a right to have a probable cause conference?
No.
What?
You can do that right now. Do you want to make a deal with the people?
I want to be able to prepare myself for the probable cause conference.
There's no preparing for a probable cause conference. It's a conversation.
It still takes preparation.
You want a PCC? Go out in the hall and have a PCC with the unrepresented defendant.
Judge, just for the record.
Man, I really wish we could see this guy's face right now, because the amount of time being wasted while he struggles to grasp the most basic legal concept, like a probable cause conference, is just painful. It's not rocket science, not even close. It's literally just a discussion to determine whether there's enough evidence to move forward with the case. Simple. But nope. This guy's acting like he needs to prep for the bar exam. And don't. Even get me started on the grilled cheese moment. I couldn't stop laughing. The judge probably sat there thinking, how do I explain this to someone with an IQ of -12? Then landed on grilled cheese like, okay, maybe this will click. What do you guys think? Is he truly this clueless, or is he just playing dumb, hoping to wiggle out of this mess? Personally, I think it's a mix of both. He probably believes he's being clever, but in reality, he's coming off like the most clueless guy on the planet. Anyway, let's dive back in. I've got a feeling this situation is about to blow up even more. Grab your snacks because it's getting wild.
Now, do you want to plead guilty? Do you want to have an exam? And at the exam, he's got to prove to me those two things I just said. Probable cause to believe a crime was committed on this date and reason to believe that you were involved. Do you want to have that hearing so he gets to prove his case? Or do you want to waive? That's the other option. You can waive the preliminary exam and we'll take the case directly to circuit court level 2 weeks down the road for an arraignment on information, which I would describe as another pretrial on a felony, where you and the prosecutor can discuss the case, see if there are any offers. That's another option. Would you agree with that assessment, Mr. Sullivan?
I would agree, and I would also just add that Mr. Michaud has made his arguments today, you ruled on his arguments, and that he preserves his right to...
He can appeal them.
As you've already said, at circuit court. And so if he wants to sort of move forward on that defense alone, that the waiver does not preclude him from
Not at all.
Arguing jurisdiction at the circuit court level. But likewise, if he holds a preliminary exam today, holds the people to that burden, he also maintains the right to, continue his objections to jurisdiction, to appeal the court's orders regarding jurisdiction at that next level, at the circuit court level, assuming that the people are able to prove probable cause today.
Now, do you want to have an exam today?
Well, I wanted to address some, I served the court some notices.
I haven't read any of that because you were represented by counsel.
No, I wasn't. I don't have any contract.
As far as I knew, you were represented by counsel.
Okay, so now you know. And I served the court notices. And I would like to.
First notice, what would you like to put me on notice about?
Well, I served you notice that I requested the criminal bonding information. I requested
Criminal what?
bid bond.
Hold on.
I
What?
requested the bid bond, the performance bond. I have an affidavit.
There is no bond.
There are bonds. This is
Okay, listen. You can't tell me something and then just disagree with me and think. Listen to me, sir. I am not going to let you interrupt me.
No, you just interrupt me.
I'm in charge. I get to do shit you don't get to do. It's part of the black robe. Okay? That's just the way it works. My courtroom, I get to decide how it's.
This court hearing should have been over at least 10 minutes ago. But here we are, still watching this sovereign citizen drag it out like it's his personal TED Talk. It's honestly wild. How they walk into court acting like the judge is their private legal assistant, demanding detailed explanations for things they should already know, or that their attorney could have easily explained. At this point, you've got to wonder, is it just ignorance, or are we looking at some kind of full-blown delusion? Because the level of confusion mixed with arrogance is unbelievable. It's almost like a disorder, the way they refuse to follow basic courtroom rules and procedures. Judge Oakley, as always, is doing everything he can to keep things professional and moving forward, but if even he can't get through to these clowns, then honestly, what will? Maybe stronger warnings? Or maybe, just maybe, it's time for this guy to spend a night in jail. The kind of reality check that forces him to rethink this entire sovereign citizen fantasy. What do you guys think? Is it time for the judge to lay down the hammer? Let's dive back in and see if this guy finally gets it or ends the day in a cell.
Today. I've been doing this 25 years. I've never had a bond.
You have a bond.
Okay, I have a bond.
Everyone here has a bond.
Not in any definition I know. So let's get to the point. Do you want an exam today?
No, I really want to address. Okay, so
I'm not addressing any of that crap you got in front of you.
Well, since you say you don't have a bond, can you express that in a via affidavit so I can have a?
It's on the record. Order a transcript. I'm not signing anything for you.
Okay. Also, I want to also address that. I sent affidavit of fee schedule for violation of any of my rights.
There are no fee schedules.
Well, I gave you notice, and
great. Then you gave me notice. Doesn't change anything. We still scheduled for an exam today.
Yes, just put it on the record that I served you notice. Okay. Also, I served you notice on my power of attorney.
Okay, you said that.
Right, and
move on.
You haven't responded to that, as well as my indemnity bond, which separates me, and I have a private capacity. I am not the artificial person.
I don't recognize any of that.
United States citizen. I am actually
hold on,
identified.
stop. You can put on notice what you sent the court if you want to make a record of that. But I'm telling you, I don't recognize any of that stuff you're talking about. I don't recognize that you're not really Frank Michaud. Okay, I understand that's what you're trying to argue, but I don't recognize that.
Under what law could you represent, or you can use, tell me that, not just from what you say, because ignorance of the law is no excuse for you or nobody else. So what you're saying just don't mean nothing. I need to have facts.
Okay, well, it does mean, hold on. It should mean something because.
Prove it, please prove it.
Can I prove what?
Prove that I am the artificial person.
I can prove you're Frank Michaud.
I have full faith and credit.
I can prove.
Okay, so.
Hold on. You've asked me. I can prove you're Frank Michaud. You know how I can prove that? Because when I called the case and said you either come up here and be Frank Michaud or you leave, you came up here.
And you proved it for me. You threatening me.
But if you're not you, the threat means nothing.
It doesn't mean nothing. But
Okay?
you're still threatening me, and you're using it under color of law.
Okay, listen.
And plus,
Listen
you
to
have,
me. Mr. Michaud,
you have
I've
multiple
wasted
officers.
too much time with you. Yes or
Okay.
no?
So-
Sir, don't argue with me. Yes or no? Are we doing a preliminary exam today? Yes or no?
I object. I will address.
Answer the question.
I want to address other issues as well.
You're in contempt of court. Put him in jail.
For what?
For contempt of court.
I'm having.
You can appeal that too. Sentence is 30 days. See you in 30 days.
Boom. Just like that, he gets 30 days. Honestly, if that's not a wake-up call to every sovereign citizen out there, I don't know what is. If you're going up against Judge Oakley, maybe, just maybe, rethink your life choices. Better yet, hire a lawyer. Any lawyer. They don't even have to be a top-tier expert, just someone who understands how court works. Because clearly, walking in thinking you're a legal mastermind with Google-level knowledge isn't going to cut it. This guy really strutted into the courtroom like he was running a masterclass on law, making demands during a probable cause conference. Like he owned the place. All he had to do was answer a few basic questions and walk out. But nope. In his fantasy world, he thought he could out-talk the system with nonsense and circular logic. Spoiler alert, it backfired hard. My favorite part? When Judge Oakley broke it all the way down and proved that yes, this guy was the person named in the case. He literally said, "You showed up to fight the case when I called your name." Like, how much clearer can it get? What's wild is that this guy really believed he could talk in circles and somehow win. That ego trip just landed him in a cell. And honestly, no sympathy here. The law isn't a suggestion, and judges like Oakley don't play games. Maybe next time these sovereign citizens will realize they're not smarter than centuries of legal precedent. So what did you guys think of this one? Was Judge Oakley too harsh, like some of you said in the last video? Or was he right on point? Personally, I think he handled it perfectly. Firm, fair, and professional. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more courtroom chaos like this, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and I appreciate every single one of you who tunes in. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, everyone.